focused in on you. So.
Take a chance on me.
Oh yeah, harmonize. There's 3 of us. We can harmonize 3 ways.
Sing.
Neither you think we can.
Okay, who's highest? Who's lowest?
I could be medium.
Okay,
Okay.
you start.
As high or
No,
low?
this is
No, you
gonna
start.
be embarrassing.
And then Farren goes higher, and then I'll go higher.
Oh,
Okay.
it's like. So fucking bad.
Oh my god.
Ew. I hope that doesn't make the final cut.
No.
I'll be the
Please cut that.
I'll cut it before I start singing, so it's just you two.
Skidly-bop-ba-ba-da-ba-bow.
So we're here at Denny's.
Yeah. Pretend we're in Denny's right
Pretend
now.
I'm Denny's.
We're Okay, welcome everyone. We get a proper
Hey,
introduction. This is episode 28.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh,
Which
shit.
means we've had 28 episodes without Farren, but we finally.
28 episodes.
no,
ago.
yeah.
I was in BAM.
Okay.
Ugh.
We've had 28
They
episodes
forget.
without Rowan,
Yeah.
even though she was in the background in our first one. So,
Mm.
but we've got Farren second time, our first
Double
guest,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I forget everyone.
Returning
Mhm.
hero.
That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we have a studio set up here. We have Starbucks. We
We
have
have
Graciously.
Starbucks. We have animals.
that bless her heart, that dog
Painting.
breathing in the background. You have to respect it.
That's Sunny. She's like ancient, so
It's not
she gets
her
a
fault.
pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Well, not ages here. I think she wants to go outside. We'll wait.
it's gonna be. She's gonna start whining.
No, I know.
Yeah.
We just have to
Suddenly
get
we
rid
can't
of
have a
it.
conversation.
Exactly.
No, it's just silent.
We've been friends for what, almost 9 years?
And like when I didn't know if something's recording, then I'm like
Okay, icebreaker.
Icebreaker.
Vaping or smoking?
smoking.
Yeah, I know.
I
What you
guess
did.
you
Shit.
Smoking, absolutely.
Yeah, because at least it looks cool, and you
It's the
Literally.
same damaging effects. Maybe
Yeah.
a little bit worse.
No,
whatever.
but like
you
it's
know exactly the extent.
the
of
thing
what's
is,
gonna happen
I
to
don't
your
think
body.
it's worse because like vaping, you vape, but then also like you can do it inside. And also, I've seen people in their cars just hit the vape 10 times at one
Literally.
stoplight. That's 30 seconds for a stoplight.
yeah, no, and they
Every
like
3
run
seconds.
out like so quickly.
I know,
It's
you
like,
go through like pods a day and whatever, I don't even know. And
I
it's
don't know
cringy
either.
and it's like fruity tooty.
No, why do you have a vape flavor that's sour apple raspberry?
I know, like, are you a child? Can you not
Drink
handle?
juice.
Yeah,
That's what you
exactly.
crave. Drink juice and like sit in your car while your car's running, so you get that little like exhaust
Yeah.
like, scent.
Scent, yeah. And like smoking, you can't do it constantly because you need to go into the cold. Well, at least in Canada, it's the cold.
Yeah, so it's like you
Yeah.
have to do work.
Yeah,
have
you have to work
so
for
it's
it.
worth
Exactly.
Exactly.
These,
I know, and a
these
lot of
and it's
kids,
very, very
they're
cool.
they're not putting in the work.
Exactly. No, because it's like, yeah, vaping is like everyone in high school like vapes like inside and in the bathrooms and stuff. But it's like smoking like is taboo.
Smoking's so taboo in Canada.
So vaping should be too.
Because like high school
It's
kids,
cringe.
like there's definitely kids who still smoke, but like I feel like before the whole like anti-smoking thing, anti-smoking thing, kids were smoking, and now it's like adults are smoking. But
Yeah.
now there's like kids are vaping, which is way worse because it's like you're a child, you don't know the.
extend
Long
this.
term,
Yeah,
yeah, you
no
don't know
one
what the
does because
consequences
they
are.
came up like
Exactly.
5 years ago.
But you know what
Yeah.
smoking's gonna do, so
Exactly.
like that's a risk you.
I know, and it's like on the packages it says what's gonna happen. I'm like, okay, is that the worst?
Did everyone's parents smoke or did your parents not smoke?
No, my parents didn't smoke.
Really?
My mom's allergic to smoke, and
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
isn't
that's a
everyone
thing.
allergic to smoke?
Wait, did your parents smoke?
Yeah, both my parents did. But then when they had my brother, they both stopped.
yeah, that's
Good enough. No, my mom always said, she's like, I quit cold turkey the day I found out I was pregnant. I went to work and I took the box of cigarettes from my desk and I threw it away immediately. And then she's like, my coworker took it out of the garbage and smoked it.
That's funny. That's me.
It's
I'm
like,
a
you're
coworker.
saving a couple bucks.
yeah.
And then I think it took
funny.
my dad a few years after my brother was born, but he also did. Now he pretends he doesn't. But it's Father's Day, so I can't get mad at him.
Happy Father's Day to all
Yeah,
the
Father's
fathers.
Day.
We are recording this on Father's Day.
It was a very nice day today. And
Perfect
then
day.
ending with a little storm, maybe?
Yeah,
Rain.
little rain.
Which is perfect for Father's Day, so that all the dads can go out on their back porch
And be like,
look at it and say,
Yeah,
my garden's gonna be blooming beautifully.
the lawns.
That's what my dad's doing right
Yeah,
now,
like-
for sure.
Just standing out the window, there's something to look at. And I think that's beautiful.
I think it's really
I
beautiful.
think it is. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Is it just me? My lawn is the worst in the neighborhood.
Like your front lawn?
Yeah.
Mine's not because my dad is like so obsessed.
Okay.
Hey, do you have a pine tree in your front yard or
Yes.
a spruce or something? That's what fucks up your
Yeah.
lawn. Is
Okay.
the pine needles. And like that's what we had in my front lawn. That's why my dad got rid of the lawn and put like
Okay.
wood chips. Because he was sick.
He was like,
Because he
I'm
was sick
sick
of
of
it.
it.
Literally. Because it just looks so ugly and you really can't
Yeah.
fix it.
That's what
But-
my backyard's like.
I think your lawn looks pretty
It looks
nice.
alright, but like compared to like the other people's, it's
Yeah.
like
Isn't that crazy? People are like, their lawn's better than mine.
I know that's like such
It's
a
just
suburban
grass,
like
yeah.
suburban
Yeah.
like
Well,
I don't
mine
know,
isn't, like-
problems.
It's not like it's always like in the winter it looks ugly, and then my dad like works at it so that it looks good for like August, and then it snows and
Like works at it like what? Fertilizer?
Yeah.
Like
Like-
pet the little
yeah.
pet
does
the
a does
little
the thing, and he
plants.
sprays for ants, and he waters it so often.
And no, yeah. Every day I go outside and I'm like, it smells like vinegar. My dad was spraying that in ant holes
Oh
again.
my god.
Like,
what the
it's just
fuck?
so much fun.
They're just like little boys killing like
Literally.
bugs for fun.
With the magnifying glasses.
Yeah.
It's just the evolution of that.
No, my dad was talking about getting like moss in our backyard, like one of those like natural like.
I would love that.
Lawns
Or
things, just 'cause-
clover lawns. Are
Yeah,
so cute.
that's what he was saying. But then he was like, I think if you plant that in one neighborhood, it just like spreads like wildfire. Like everyone's gonna have it in their yards because it like seeds so nice.
That'd be so funny. This is a very adult conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
we're
talking
talking
about
about
lawns.
I needed to just start with something.
Yeah.
It's like talking about credit score. I was talking about credit score with like someone, and I was like, I need to stop.
I shouldn't know what this is.
I
yet.
know. I shouldn't need to deal with this.
Okay, we can change it to more silly things. Farren.
Yeah.
So for the past 4 months,
Yeah, 4 months or 4.5 months.
something that was worth missing my birthday for.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't like.
You have been around the world and back.
Yeah, I have.
You've probably told every single person that you know the same stories over and over
I know.
again.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking about on like when I was like, okay, like when I was on my trip and I was like, I can't wait to go on the podcast. I'm gonna have so much to talk about.
And
But the
now
thing
you're
is, I'm like burnt out of talking
Exactly.
about my trip, and now I'm just like, I just want to talk about lawns.
But it's kind of good because you can just get through it'll be short and concise. You already
Yeah.
know what.
But yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so I can like, I don't know.
I think you
go
should
through the
just- yeah,
country.
just tell them. Oh,
I'm gonna reset the camera.
I'm a be taking them pics, looking all fly and shit. So walk us through where you've been.
Yeah. Okay.
So starting January 21st was the
yeah.
day she left.
Yeah. Beautiful day, Saturday. Like I actually take you day by day. Okay, yeah. So
You just
first,
missed Canadian winter.
yeah. Wow.
Heck, half of it.
Yeah, that's
spring.
true. I missed like the worst part of the Canadian winter, which is like February. Yeah. So I went to started in New Zealand. In New Zealand, Australia, I was with my parents because my dad was doing some like sabbatical for his like
Sabbatical.
for his sabbatical. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we started in Auckland, which was the capital. That was fun. I don't know. New Zealand was kind of a blurb. It was just like it was very pretty. Very sweet people, very good coffee. Kind of rainy, kind of like humid rain vibe.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Bare feet.
Bare feet. Let's talk about that. Oh my god. Like I'm gonna
Wanted to
call
talk
out
about
like
that.
the like man. Just bleep that please.
Yeah.
But there's this man that walks around our town with bare feet, and
Like-
I was like, I feel transported back to New Zealand when everyone did this.
I just remember when you FaceTime me and you're like, I have to talk about this on the podcast.
No, yes,
It was,
and
like,
then
months ago.
now I'm back here. I'm like, yeah, no, feet are weird. But when I was there, I was like, free the feet.
Really? I think I
We
saw.
did. We mentioned that. I brought that up.
We did
Yeah.
bring that up on a podcast, but I did see a video being like, when someone comes back from Australia and they're like, free
Yeah.
the feet. Like, is it a thing? I don't get it.
I think it's just because it's hot and like it's just a cultural thing of
So
like.
many bugs.
I know, and they just like walk
Yeah,
into
and, like,
grocery
snakes.
stores.
Yeah.
Also, just like wouldn't your feet just be like? Because my shoes, I'm like, those are gross. like, I don't take them into my room. Like, there's probably shit stains on the bottom of them. Like, that's your feet. And I was like, yeah. But, what else happened in New Zealand? I don't know. It was really nice. It was a long time ago. Actually, I can look.
The storm.
This is why I brought my little journal.
You did journal.
I did journal a lot when I was with my parents because I was bored as fuck. I don't really know.
We don't have to give them a full play-by-play.
Yeah, no.
You can keep walking them through, like, where all you've been, and then you can say some highlights.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. I'm so lost.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, so after New Zealand, we went to Australia. So we did Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide. Those were all really cool. Favorite ones was Melbourne. Because it was cool. Everyone loves Melbourne. Because it's just, like, the cool... It's, like, kind of like the Vancouver of Australia. It's, like... I think it's just, like, the vibes. Everyone's, like...
And what would be the Saskatoon?
Yeah. From the 3 cities you've been to.
What would be the Saskatoon?
Actually, no. There was, like, this place, like, called, like, Clare that we went to. There was a little, like... We went to visit some, like, friends outside of Adelaide. And that was so Saskatchewan. It was Saskatchewan, but, like, drier and, like, a little more depressing. And I was like, this makes me feel comforting. And I was like, yeah, it's hard to beat. And then after Adelaide, my mom left. And then me and my dad went to Perth for a week. And I did some surfing there. That was really cool. I had a really strange but also understandable, like, obsession with surfing when I was in Australia. I was like, I need to learn. Like, this is a must.
That you did.
And I did. Like, I took a couple courses. I spent, like, probably too much money just, like, trying to learn how to surf.
Do you think it worked?
Like, kind of. I could, like, stand up on a board. But it was, like, I don't know. I would need to, like, full-on commit, you know? And I was like, no. Like, I feel like every skill I try to do, I'm like, I need to master this.
Yeah.
Like, everything, I'm like, I need to know everything.
Can't walk away from it.
Yeah, and then when I walk away, I feel like such, like, a bitch. But, bleep that. It's a bad word. But, yeah, and then after Perth, I said goodbye to my dad and went solo in Asia. And that was the best time of my life, I think. I started in Bali. I literally just spent 2 weeks in Bali.
We went to Singapore first, didn't you?
No, I actually went to Bali first. Yeah, I spent 2 weeks alone and then met up with Phoebe. And, yeah, and Bali was really fun. I finally learned, like, I don't know. It was just so weird. It was just, like, I was literally on this plane. I was like, I'm by myself. When I, like, touch down in this country, I will know no one within, like, the biggest radius. Like, my dad was, like, actually, like, already home by then. So I was like, like, there's no one to help me.
No one to come save you.
Also, it's, like, a foreign country, but it's a different type of foreign country because it's, like, not a Western.
Yeah.
Like, Australia was literally Canada, but hot.
I know.
So I was like, there's not that much, like, traveling doesn't make sense. But then that was, like, actually, like, cultural shock, but, like, in the best way. And I loved it. It was, like, the streets were, like, so busy with, like, scooters and stuff. I don't know, it's so, like, hard to, like, explain the vibes. But
you just have to go.
You just have to be there. And then I stayed in this, like, I don't know, resorty hostel, which I don't really like, but I met some cool people, some Irish people. I love the Irish. The Irish. And then I kind of traveled around Bali with the Irish a little bit.
With the
Irish.
The Irish people.
Yeah, I went to Gili Islands. Gili Islands were really nice. And then
Chris is yawning at your story, by the way.
No,
I'm sorry. This is actually
swimming.
This is
No,
so
kidding.
boring.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I was just
Just
making
me,
a
like,
joke.
listing places.
They need
You
to know.
have to give them context
Context for,
of your
like,
timeline.
that's true.
They need to
Okay.
know everywhere you've been.
Yeah, and then from Gili, went back to Bali and then flew out of Denpasar to Singapore and then met up with my next door neighbor, Phoebe. I've known since I was a wee bub.
A wee
lass. She's my, next door neighbor. So, and then she was doing a term abroad in Singapore. And then I was like, I'm going to come to Singapore because I was like, since I'm in Asia, why not? And I was like, okay. But also the flights are pretty cheap in Asia and I was going that way anyways. So, went to there and stayed like 5 nights It was honestly like the best time. It was like, except for I was like insanely sick, but I just like powered through.
You just have to
go
in the place
and, like,
you're like never gonna go again.
Yeah, that was the best food of my life, I think.
Really?
It was like the cheapest, best. Like, I don't know, Singapore's expensive, but
Yeah.
it was like all the food was like very polished, but the food was like $5 and it was like for a meal, and it was like very, very good. And also just because it was a bunch of like different, there's so many like different like parts of Singapore with different cultures. It was interesting. I was like, didn't expect that. And then went from Singapore, said bye to Phoebe, and went to Thailand for a month and a half. That was insane.
That's because you were there for that long.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like that.
No,
was
and
to
I'm
me.
like, when I like think about it, I'm like, I don't know, it didn't, like, looking back, it doesn't feel like that long of my life that I spent there, but I was like, a month and a half is pretty long.
Yeah.
But I was like constantly like moving places, kind of. I started, no one's gonna know Thailand.
Say it. Say it with your chest.
I was gonna say,
started in the north.
I was gonna say on our like analytics, I was like, we have viewers in Thailand. That's definitely just you when you were in Thailand listening to
That's
our
so
podcast.
true.
Yeah.
It is fun like looking at our Spotify. Like
It was like, you have one in New Zealand, one in
literally,
Australia.
literally,
That's me,
and then,
just
like,
driving.
the England number, like the different countries in Europe number went up. It's like,
Damn. Yeah, that was all me. I was just traveling just to get your
Thank you.
analytics
Yeah,
up.
thank
to
you.
get you global. And then I went to Chiang Mai. It's in the north. Honestly, when I think of Thailand, I think of Chiang Mai because it was like the first place I went, and it was just like was Thailand. I don't know. It was like way less. The north is like way less touristy than the south, and just like better kind of vibes. I don't know. The south is really fun, but it's like fun, and then the north is like, this is interesting.
It's like cultural.
It's like you can go to temples and do like cool little scooter tours and stuff. So I went to Chiang Mai for like 5 nights and then went up to the little like hippie town of Pai.
Oh yeah.
It was so cute. But also, honestly, like the whole time I was in the north, it was so smoky and I was like dying.
And I remember your B-reel or something being like wearing a mask.
Yeah.
The air quality is so shit.
I'm just gonna come back to that.
Carson's dead.
I paused the camera so I could bash her.
Yeah, and Pai was really nice. I met like some cool people. Something I was thinking about today was just like the weird like not like everything like happens like not for I don't know if I like believe in fate, but it's like weird like tracing back experiences to other experiences, especially traveling, because you make like these tiny decisions all the time that lead you to like being in a completely different place the next day. And I realized like when because I met like my bestie Alicia, shout out to Alicia. I met her in Pai, the little like hippie town, on my last night there, and then I need to fly out the next day from Chiang Mai. But I literally met her, I like traced it back to like this one night I was going out in Chiang Mai, and this kind of like creepy like 40-year-old man was like talking to me and like these girls I met in the hostel, and I was like laughing and stuff, and then I like I don't know why, but I like let it slip that I was 18 because I was like probably drunk, and I was like, he was like, yo, she's 18, do your parents know where you are? And I was like, yes they do. And then he was like, and then he kind of like fucked off a little bit. He actually taught me how to punch, which was interesting.
Okay.
And then he like went away, and then I saw him talking to this other girl, and she was like alone, and I was like, okay, let's intervene.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey, and he was like, oh, she's like 18 too, and I was like, okay, so like you're my best friend.
You're my best friend now.
And she was really cool. She was from Austria, and we actually ended up traveling to like, I met her in Pai, the little town I was in next. And we hung out there. We went out there for like a couple nights. But I was staying at this kind of shitty hostel, and then she was like, you should move to my hostel that I'm at, because it's like nicer.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, perf. So I did, and then that's where I met Alicia, and I'm like, it's all because of that stupid man that I like stayed at like the hostel we were at. But yeah, and then me and Alicia went out that night, went a little crazy.
Went a little crazy as the kids say.
As the kids say, and had a blast, and then we were like, we need to like meet up but I was like, yes. So we met up in the south later, but But yeah, and then I went to the south, kind of fucked around, went to like Ao Nang and Krabi and Phi Phi Islands.
P what?
Phi Phi Islands.
PP.
Do they know what they did?
Somebody tell them.
There was sign up on that.
There was actually like a norovirus outbreak in Phi Phi Islands right before I was there. Everyone was talking about it. They were like, "Don't go into the pool at this pool party," and I was
You
like,
definitely did.
"I didn't. Honestly,
Okay.
I didn't even go to the pool party. I was like, not risking it." But yeah,
What is norovirus?
it's like just a really contagious like it's like I think it's airborne or like. But it's like you just vomit. It's like really bad. Like it's not food poisoning, but it's like a virus that like makes you like
Stomach virus.
stomach virus. But yeah, I actually met a girl that was part of the norovirus outbreak, and she was like, it was real. There was like 8 people in my hostel room. We were all like vomiting at once, and it smelled so bad. Sorry, people who don't like that kind of thing. But yeah, and I was like, that's really funny. Not really funny. I felt bad for her.
It's funny because it didn't happen to me.
Exactly.
And then I went to, actually, yeah, in Phi Phi Islands, then I was like, this is kind of like a funny little story. I'm sorry, can you edit this so I don't sound like an absolute weirdo?
What?
What do you mean? Why would you
Okay,
say like
never
weird?
mind. I don't know, I feel like I'm like jumping around.
This is
No.
so much more streamlined than the way we talk.
Yeah.
My mom
You're
listened to the
perfect.
most recent episode. She was like, "You guys are so annoying. You never stay on topic." And I'm like,
That's
"We are having a conversation.
This is
Yeah,
how
this
our
is
brains
how
work.
Literally. There's no other way that we can do this."
Yeah, so then actually one night I went out, I was there in Phi Phi Islands for 2 nights. I was planning to stay a 3rd night, but on my like 2nd night in the morning, actually not in the morning, at 1 p.m., but like at 1 p.m. I was like walking my friend to the ferry because she was leaving, and I was like, oh, I should check because I wanted to take like a night ferry a daytime ferry the next day to this other island that was like across. It would take like, it's like a 12-hour journey in total or something insane, but actually more than 12, probably 14. But like I was like, I want to do this during the day, I don't want a night ferry. And then the woman was like, daytime tomorrow is all booked up. If you want to get there by tomorrow, you need to take the night ferry that leaves in half an hour. And I was like, okay. So then I like literally just said goodbye to my friends and then like grabbed my stuff from my hostel, packed like really fast.
Jeez.
And then like ran to the dock, and I made it. And then I was like on the thing, and I took this night ferry, met this cool like guys on the night ferry.
How does that even work? Is there like beds?
Yeah, there's beds. It's like bunk beds.
Oh, like a hostel but on the water.
But hostel, but on the water with the shittiest mattresses,
Jeez.
and also just like constant rocking, and I didn't really sleep. But I got to the went to Koh Tao. That was my probably favorite place. Was Koh Tao, little island off the coast of Thailand. It's so original. Everyone in Thailand is like Koh Tao, Koh Tao, Koh Tao, but like here it's
And
like
we're not like that.
it's like
No.
niche. It's niche. It's
Exactly.
like it's my favorite place.
Wait, so did you have to take night ferry back from there? Too?
Yeah. No, we just took a daytime ferry.
Oh, okay.
Back.
But
Yeah.
still had to take the boat.
The boat.
Let me drive
Yeah, but actually, like from Phi Phi Islands, it was like a 3-hour ferry, and then like a 4-hour drive, and then like the night ferry, which was like 7 hours. So that was amazing travel day. But honestly, I'm like young and nimble, and I could do it.
You could
so
do it,
I was
and
like,
she
why
did it.
not?
With minimal
Best
damage.
time to do it.
Yeah. And then yeah, Koh Tao was there for like 6 nights. I don't know. Met up with Alicia. Kind of like went out like almost every night, which was kind of ill.
Yeah. Wait, did you guys like plan to travel together, or did you just happen to?
Like I like knew that because she was like, I'm gonna be in Koh Tao on the 16th, and then I was like, okay, like I'll come on, like I'll probably like fuck around and go to like Krabi and like Phi Phi, like check those off my list, and then go to Koh Tao to meet you. So I kind of knew. I don't know why. Like I met her for like less than 12 hours, but I was like, I know we vibe on a certain level, and we did.
We vibed.
We vibed.
Aw.
It was really cute. I miss her. But
She's still traveling, or is she back?
she's still traveling. She's in Laos now. She was in Vietnam, and then she took like a 24-hour bus to Laos. It was like, I could not. Actually, I could. But
Actually, like, give me the
I could
opportunity,
and
I will.
Yeah.
No. When I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm thinking like, I just want to go back. But anyways, yeah. And then went to Koh Tao, and then just she was doing a scuba course, which was really cool.
I want to do a scuba.
That's like one of the cheapest places in the world to do a scuba course.
Really?
Yeah. So everyone was
to go
doing.
there.
Yeah.
So maybe it's more.
Maybe probably it's more expensive.
Including like plane tickets and like somewhere to stay, it's not very cheap for scuba lessons.
I guess, but it was like you just pay for the scuba course and your accommodation is
Yeah.
it's like set. But also I don't know. I have no need to be a scuba diver. Like not at this
Yeah,
time
you have
of
to
life.
work on surfing first.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah,
master
yes,
one
that's
at a
what
time.
surfing. Yeah, master every water sport.
You're not done.
Like I'm really not done.
No
like
breaks.
You're not.
and then from Koh Tao, then Alyssa was like, we're gonna go to like Khao Sok, this like national park. Khao Sok. Pee Khao Sok.
Pee-pee
that's-
cow song.
So then, but I went out the night before. I think I maybe told you guys about this, but I'll just tell it again. It's kind of a funny little story. The thing is, this is like a public forum.
Yeah, so choose
Choose
what you
wisely.
want
I'll
to
just
be
tell
public.
like the way I told my mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a great one. That's a great
It's like, would your posting something's like, would your grandmother like this? Like, would you be fine with her seeing this?
My grandma watches all my Instagram stories, so
So,
So,
that
yes.
says enough.
You can't get lower than that.
But yeah, so the last night on Koh Tao, me and Alicia were like, it's our last night. And we were gremlins, and we were like, we need to go out again. So we did. And yeah, the night was like good. It was like very like fun. Obviously, everyone just goes to this one bar called Fishbowl, and that's like where it has like the
they have fish bowls,
no.
like Boston pizza fish
Yeah.
bowls.
No, it was actually kind of like, I don't know, it was always so packed, but I don't know why it was called Fishbowl, but everyone just went there. It was like the only bar that everyone went to. But then, yeah, I forgot to set an alarm in the morning, and my phone was at 1%, and I passed out when I went, and then, so, this is so hard to explain.
I don't think you even told the story to me.
Really? Okay, so maybe I'll say I slept over at someone's house.
Dun dun dun. Maybe you did tell me this story.
And then I forgot to set an alarm, and I was really tired, so I literally passed out. I was like, I'll just close my eyes, and I passed out. And then in the morning, the person wakes up, and they're like, or no, I just wake up, and I see like light shining under the door, and I'm like, And I knew I needed to catch a ferry at 9:30, and I was like, And then I go and I pick up my phone, and it's like a 1%, and I check the time. It's 9:25 a.m. And I was like, that's interesting. But I actually honestly freaked out. It was like, and Alicia had like I actually think it was like 15 missed calls from Alicia, because I had the ferry tickets in my hostel, so she couldn't even get onto the ferry. And it was honestly like, let me search up like what actually no, the conversion doesn't matter, but it was like a good like $60 we dropped on these ferry tickets each, which in the grand scheme of things is like a good hefty chunk of money. So I was freaking out, so I like grabbed all my shit, and I was just like and ran out of this place and was running down the street barefoot, like broad daylight, like looking like actually like crazy probably, I don't know, but I was like full on sprinting down the street. Got to my hostel, like opened up the door. Actually before I went in, I like talked to the receptionist. I was like, can you call me a cab right now for the port? Like my ferry leaves like in like 3 minutes, like I need a cab. And she was like, okay, on it. And I was like, perfect. And then I like went to the I packed all my shit. There was like everyone was up in my hostel room because I was being so loud. And I was like, and then they were like, do you want me to help you? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then they were like, what? And I was like, just like close my like zipper. And then they couldn't even do that. I was like, you're useless when you ask. And then I got out, like I literally packed in like 3 minutes. And then I think I left my towel though, because I didn't have my towel after that. And then I get out to the receptionist, and I'm like, where's the cab? And she's like, it's on its way. And I was like so angry, but I was like, how could a cab get there in 3 minutes? I don't know, but I was like, I need a fucking cab. And I was like, and she was like, well, like, I can't help you. And I was like, okay, well, like, I don't know what to do. And there was like no Grab, because Grab is like for like scooters, like Uber,
Yeah.
and like, but there was no Grab on the island.
Oh, so this is like the ferry to go back?
Go back to like mainland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just talking.
Oh, you're supposed to.
Just do it faster.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Fuck off. It's gonna be a 3-hour episode.
Yeah.
So and then I'm like, fuck it. The day before, or a couple days before, I accidentally hitchhiked to the beach. Like, I was hiking up this hill to go over top of the island. To, like, because it was, like, obviously islands are steep. And I was, like, the biggest hill. And I was, like, and this, like, scooter passed. And they were like, are you all right? And I, like, was like, yeah, I'm good. And then the next scooter, like, stopped. And they were like, oh, you want to ride? And I was like, yes, I do. And it was, like, this, like, I don't know, like 40-year-old man named Steve, and I was like, Steve's my dad.
Yeah, so therefore you are trustworthy.
You are trustworthy. Well, I didn't even ask him the day before. I was like, I just need to just get me up this hill. Mm-hmm. And I was also like, scooters are so safe for hitchhiking because, bitch, what, I can just hop off. And then he like took me to the beach. So I was like, okay, hitchhiking works. So I like run out with my big ass like 70-liter backpack, and I'm on the street, and I'm just like holding my thumb out, like sprinting to the port, and the port's like a 15-minute drive, and I was like, okay, like, but still, I was like, I'll pay whoever's gonna like. So the first person were like, sorry, we have like one person in the back, we can't take more. And then this guy's coming the opposite direction from the port, and I'm like, hold up my thing, and then he stops, turns around, and is like, you want to go to the port? I'm like, yeah, I need to go to the port, like my ferry leaves like literally right now. And he was like, okay, like, and I was like, I'll pay you like 200 baht, like 200 baht being $8. I was like, what was I offering? I should have offered more, but he was like, okay, I'll do it. And I was like,
I'll pay you $200.
Yeah, like
she's desperate.
But yeah, and then I like got to the
a $5 bill.
like literally, I was like $8. But he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then he was like, when does your ferry leave? And I was like, literally right now. He was like, oh, you're not gonna make it. And I was like, okay, but still keep driving fast. And I was like, can you drive as fast as you can? He was like, okay. So we were just like, it was so fun, but also like so scary, but also really fun. And I made it. And when we got there, he was like, and I was like pulling out my money. He was like, just pay me 100 baht. And I was like, $4 for this? And I was like, thank you. I love. He
and
was
you
like,
made it? That's crazy.
I made it. Got to Alicia, and then went to the national park. Yeah, and I was like actually dying that day though. And then that night I was like puking and like throwing up, or like almost puking and throwing up. Two different activities.
Puking, throwing up, puking, then hurling.
Actually, I didn't actually throw up, but I felt like it for like, yeah.
Right.
But then, and then went to Khao Sok, the national park. It was very camping vibes. It took me back to, like, northern Saskatchewan, like, no phone service, like, all that shit, and, like, just, like, being at peace and, like, waking up early, and just, like, your like, what is it, like, sleeping schedules, like, with the sun. Yeah, that was really nice. I kind of missed that. And, like, not being, like, a little gremlin every night, you know?
Oh, just a little one.
Just a wee one. And then after Khao Sok, then Alicia was going back to Ao Nang, where I've already been, and then going to Koh Lanta, where I haven't been. So I was like, I'll come to. It's gonna be like a car crash sound. I didn't want in. And then I went back to Ao Nang, and then went to Koh Lanta with her, and then took a little night bus up to Bangkok and said goodbye to her, and then I was in Bangkok for a couple of days by myself, and then I flew to Paris. Paris!
And so that was the end of your
solo adventures.
Solo adventures. Move on to your third chapter.
Third chapter of traveling. Yeah, I like how I had like chapters. Each one taught me something about myself. No, I'm kidding.
How many countries did you go to in Europe?
7. I'll just like list off the things. I don't really have like any, I don't know, insane stories. Okay, anyways, went to the north of France, and then back to Paris, meet up with Rowan, and then went to Brussels for like 3 hours, and then Amsterdam.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was like, you guys went through 3 countries today.
Yeah, like it was kind of, also we were like so dead from the night before, so it was like we were like with our big ass backpacks like wandering through Brussels. I was like, I wish I could appreciate this. And then went to Amsterdam, and then Berlin, and then Krakow in Poland, and then up to Warsaw, and then back to Krakow, and then to Vienna for a night, and then Croatia. We went to the little island Vis.
Yeah.
And
That
then,
did look really nice. You guys
Yeah.
got Airbnb there, right?
yeah, it was so cute. And then it was so funny when we were checking into like the Airbnb like host, because normally Airbnb hosts are like just like lockbox key, like
Yeah.
I don't need to see you, I don't want to see you. But the woman, she was like, I'll meet you at the port, I'll show you to the like place, and then and she did. She met us at the port and like walked us to the little place, showed us like around kind of a little bit, explained the area, and then like sat us down, gave us some like mysterious liqueur, which like tasted like kind of, I think it was like whiskey or something. I was like, that was unnecessary, but thank you.
That was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Too much.
We're going a little
It's a
strong.
a wee bit strong. I mean, it was like, and then she left. It was really nice. But, and then we went back to Split, and then to Sorrento in Italy, and then to Rome, and then I went to Florence for a night, and then back to Rome, and then to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Yeah! Where
Chapter
you
4.
belong.
Chapter 4, the
Last
summer.
summer.
Working at the bakery. You guys both stretched in the same way.
My back hurts so bad. When you go,
Yeah.
when you go country to country in Europe, because it's part of the ones that are part of the EU, do you need to like do?
No,
like,
you don't need
work,
to do
like,
customs.
or border
That's what makes
security?
me. I kind of wish this is so like actually like a Gen Z would say this, but I would love to do customs just to get the little stamp on my passport.
Did you get your passport
I
stamped?
got stamped in Iceland. I was so happy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can show my passport.
We went to
I
the
don't
US
know where
States
it
and they
fuck.
didn't.
US don't give a fuck. Sorry.
I have like a couple. Obviously I have like New Zealand. I don't think Australia stamped it. They did not give a fuck.
Well, we're part of the Commonwealth, so they probably don't give a fuck.
That's true. I love the Queen. I mean the King. Long live the King.
We don't say that. We don't. I'm bleeping.
Bleep.
We don't say that here.
We don't.
Well, I'm glad to have you back, Farren. I'm
Yeah,
glad that
it's
you
good to
made
be
that
back.
out alive, and there was nothing
Yeah.
scary. That's actually
Because you were there for so long, we were like, something's gonna happen. Something's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah, honestly.
like you didn't lose like your passport
No.
or anything. That's
Would
impressive.
you get an ear infection? That's the worst thing that happened.
Yeah, actually not an ear infection. Well, we don't know.
To be determined.
To be determined. Still haven't gone to the doctor for that. Yeah, I feel like something, I don't know. I've had some like serious, I feel like I've never gotten like sick here. Like I've never had anything like I need to go to the doctor. It's always like, oh, it's a cold or it's COVID. But like, but like, you know, it's like, you know what it is.
Yeah,
you know it'll go away. But I've like never been like Googling myself so often of like Googling my symptoms and being like blah, blah, like all my symptoms, then it comes out with like just random shit.
Yeah. Bronchitis.
Bronchitis or like
You have to restart. Pressure.
Or like what?
I don't even know, tonsillitis, like she's gonna sleep.
Every single time
I'm
I
s-
reset the camera, you are.
I did it on purpose.
I'm so boring. Chris is sleeping.
I'm swimming and I'm sleepy.
Farren, what was your favorite part of each chapter?
What do you mean favorite part? Like favorite?
Like you're just choose one like part. It could be like a day or like a country or just
Okay.
one part of each chapter. So like Australia, New Zealand,
Thailand.
Asia.
Asia and Europe.
Europe.
Okay, so first chapter. Let me give myself a little thinky.
A little thank you poo.
Thinky pay. I honestly liked. Oh shit! Oh my god!
We're gonna keep this interesting. It's 40 minutes in. Chris is so wailing on me.
Just like going manic.
We gotta mess up the sound quality. Can't be good enough. Can't be that good. Can't be. Something has to go wrong here. Something has to go wrong. Someone has to spill something on some equipment. Like.
Okay. Let's do a little dunkaroo.
A wee little dunk.
Okay.
I want a brownie right now.
Oh yeah. Chapter 1. Come on.
Chapter 1. Probably New Zealand.
Didn't you hold a koala or did you just see a koala?
I saw a koala. I didn't. It's unethical to hold a koala. Troye Sivan held a koala, and he's unethical.
Cancelled.
Cancelled.
Cancelled Troye Sivan. He's Australian though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
That's
They're
true.
probably friends.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
Like, he was probably like in his backyard. And he
I was like,
bringing it to safety or something.
I was really happy in Melbourne because I was like, Troye Sivan's probably in the same city as me.
Is he from Melbourne?
Yeah.
Does he
I was
still
like,
live
where's your like little like mansion house that I
Yeah,
love so
literally.
much?
That's in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Wow. Is it still rain? It sounds
So
like
I'll
it sounds
just
like
I'll
it's
just say
pouring.
Melbourne.
Like,
It
I can't
is
see
pouring.
it on the street.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Oh, it's like it's raining so hard I can't even see the rain.
Yeah, it's just like
crazy.
okay, and then second chapter, I would say Alicia Travels. Just because it was like I honestly I say it once, I'll say it again. It was like that was the 2 best weeks of my life probably. Even though I was like falling ill every second day, it was like amazing.
That's telling. If it was
That's
that
telling. And then in Europe, definitely Poland. Guys, you need to go to Poland.
No, I was like, we should just go to Poland. Like,
Just go to Poland.
Just go to Poland.
I don't know, like if it was
Is it just because of the like culture and like nightlife?
yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah, culture, nightlife, and just like I don't know, yeah, just like the vibes. I was like immediately there. I was like, obviously, I think it's a touristy. It's not that like I didn't expect it to be. It was more touristy than I expected it to be, because I'd never heard of it. I was like, who the fuck goes to Krakow?
Yeah.
But it was definitely like more out of the way of like American tourists.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
North
say,
American tourists?
It feels like a place for like just like fellow Europeans.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it was more like Germans and like people
Weekend
who were
trip.
like like people who were like interrailing, and less of like Italy of
Yeah.
like people who were like vacationing there.
Yeah.
Which I liked. Like I don't know, like tourists are just I don't know, backpackers are better. Tourists.
yeah.
But obviously like there's probably no difference, but it's just like backpackers are young and fun. And tourists are
old and boring and like decaying and disgusting.
Disgusting.
Poor and
They're not poor.
The opposite.
Yeah.
Which is why they suck.
But yeah.
And you're going to UBC in the fall.
I'm going to UBC in the fall. It'll be fun. See you there. No, just kidding.
And there's been a development?
I don't know, but
Okay.
according to my Instagram story, or the Instagram poll that I put on.
Oh my god, you're letting an Instagram poll
I'm
decide.
not
the
letting it
future.
decide.
It's influencing.
It's influencing. I'm probably gonna stay here unless.
TMU.
Hey,
Hey,
So to TMU, let her in.
in July I'll be waiting for your email. If they let me in, then I'll go there. But if not, might have to stay here because I actually am gonna have no money in my account by the end of the summer, and I don't want to go to Vancouver.
Wait, you can actually work at. They're hiring for fall. And it pays good. You can just relive my gap year.
Yeah. No, and as Taryn's saying, she's like, then you won't be here to distract. Like,
I
me.
never said
Yeah, you
that.
did.
I never.
I bet
Wait,
so much
what?
when you said that on the podcast, saying that
You
I'm here
said
to
that.
distract you. I never said
You-
shit. No, we're gonna start fighting. I said in the last podcast to be like you quoting me, being like,
Okay,
yeah,
but
you
I
definitely
never
said that.
You
Yeah,
distract
you
me.
did. Yeah, you did.
wait. You distract her.
Yeah, apparently because I
From-
make her go on all these trips. That's
That's
the sentence. That's not even
no.
no. It's not even a bad
Make
thing.
her.
It's just a statement being like,
Who went to
okay.
Iceland by herself?
It's just a statement being like, okay, now you get your
No,
wish.
that was a bad thing. I was saying that's a bad thing. Is I will be here for another year and I'll go insane if I can't leave. But then you'll be in school, so then you can't go on trips with me. So then I'm gonna fall into psychosis or whatever.
I think I would fall into psychosis if I took another gap year.
Yeah.
But I believe in you.
But I just need
completely
to like
honest.
focus on like film stuff.
No,
yeah, just focus
yeah.
on your passions. Passion project.
Speaking of which,
What?
I gotta finish that script and then
Yeah, you do.
Whipped.
get into Rowan's house
Break
and
in.
steal your
your
that
youth.
tripod and the gimbal.
Gimbal?
You said you had a gimbal. You said your dad had a gimbal.
A gimbal?
No, Rowan's dad had a
Oh,
gimbal.
Jesus. I was like, I don't remember this.
I just gotta.
Oh,
I
jeez.
just gotta. Again, using my friends. For my benefit. Cut that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just forget it. Like,
And I chose my classes on Saturday.
Hey, what classes?
First semester, the schedule looks like beautiful. It matches up beautifully. I'm doing sociology because everyone said that was easy and recommended I should do it. English, so I can learn how to write an essay because I don't know and I hate English so much. So might as well get it over with. I don't even need to do it. I'm just so like responsible for myself. Bio, the like first bio, and chemistry. Intro to chemistry because I didn't do chemistry in high school. Bad luck, but it's fine. And it's just another elective. It's another credit towards my degree. Then I do.
Chemistry's scary.
It is really scary. Actually.
I hate it.
I'm gonna have to do 3 classes.
Wait for environmental.
Yeah. And for second term, I have to do the actual first year chemistry in university. The next bio, a history 155. I don't know why I said the number for that one.
Catch you in that class.
It was like a history of environmental disasters.
Oh
and
shit.
Then, geography, which is like intro to global environmental systems.
Wait, environmental sciences, is it helping the environment or is it just about the environment?
Well, no, it's just like researching about like ecosystems, like how they engage with each other and like how they benefit each other. Yeah,
That's
and,
actually
like,
interesting.
how they're declining and like what why they're declining. But there's like conservation biology, and that's like how can we fix this? And that's a course I do have to take in like my 4th year or something.
Okay. Because I feel like I want to do environmental science, but it's just because I'm like interested in like the environment. Like I want to like help the environment, but that doesn't like I don't need to do environmental science to help the environment.
I'm pretty sure there's like you can get like a 2-year, 1-year like diploma of like conservation.
Okay.
Something. I know there's a shorter route.
Oh, cute. Okay. What the fuck is this?
Show the camera.
Can like a doctor help me? Cause like it's gotten worse.
I think that happened to me though. It was just like it's not.
Is it like my bone broke?
It's not. It's like kind of like a sprain or something. Like just
sorry for the audio listeners. On my hand, there's like a bruise in the middle of my palm, and it's been growing.
Like raised now.
It's raised and it hurts.
You said it was like the black spot in parts of the camera.
Yeah, it's like slowly growing. Damn, that actually like that would make sense.
Yeah.
I also
you have a second heart in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
I almost said third.
Dun, 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 dun.
I was just looking at
Person
my
is so
rules.
dramatic.
What did he say?
That he said in all caps, "I am rolling around, cry laughing at my Alice in Wonderland."
Oh, I've never seen the movie.
Sorry.
I don't get it.
You've never seen Alice in Wonderland?
Honestly, I haven't either, but I read the book, ? Actually, I think I just, like, know the story. It's, like, popular. It's just, like,
so she goes in this room. There's a little drink on the table. It says, "Drink me." She drinks it. She shrinks. So that's me holding the gigantic Corona bottle. So it's saying, "I'm very tiny."
Oh, okay.
And then I say, Alice in Wonderland, when she eats the little, because she shrinks, she finds these little tiny little cakes and say, "Eat me." She eats it, and then she grows big. So then it's me holding a tiny bottle because I'm huge. Carson gets it. It's not that funny though.
No.
Like no matter how much I explain it, it never gets that funny. Rolling around laughing, but
rolling on the floor.
I'll take it. I do have a question since we're recording this on Father's Day. I don't know if this
do you have daddy issues? I'm kidding, sorry.
That's not my question. My
sorry,
question
go.
is because there seems to be two like I hesitate to say DILFs because I just don't like this conversation about older men and celebrities, but Oscar Isaac or Pedro Pascal. Which one?
Like
fuck!
That's the thing
so
online.
hard.
It's not hard for me.
What?
Is it Oscar Isaac?
Yeah.
Like Oscar Isaac is more of
I've also
Oscar
just
Isaac,
seen him in more things, so.
I don't think I've seen a single.
I feel
Oscar
like
Isaac
Pedro
movie.
Pascal. Is that his name?
Yeah.
He has
He
more
knows-
character.
And he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
I
that
like
is
them
enough.
ignorant.
Exactly.
So Oscar. My boy Oscar.
Well, yeah. I also just every time the internet is super excited about someone, then I'm like, no.
Then you have to be like, oh, No, I can't like him anymore. I think Oscar Isaac.
This is something I've been thinking about. It's like, why is being weird bad?
In what way?
No, just like in a way of like personality. Like I feel like, I guess like growing up, it's like I don't know, it's like kind of everyone's like preteen and like teenager, like I need to conform, I need to be like normal. That's what I was like, I need to be normal because being normal is cool. But I'm like, honestly, having like weird niches and having a personality and being weird, it's so good. And I love like meeting weird people because I'm like, you have so much going on for you.
I know, and then you see people do things and then you like find that funny. You're like, oh my god, I love how they just do that and it's funny. But then, like, if it's my turn to like do anything like out of the ordinary, I'm like, everyone fucking hates me.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear me talk. Like even just things like certain things that would make a lot of people uncomfortable, and then certain people can make it like not uncomfortable just because of the way they are. Like say like someone like person A like asks a question to a group of people and like no one hears or responds, you know. It's like they could just like not say anything, and then like maybe one person overheard that and they're like, that was awkward.
Yeah.
You know? But then person A can just be like, all right, like
okay,
make a joke out of it, or like you can make a joke out of it, and there's like different levels. You can be like, hey, you know, and then I feel like I'm the person, depending on the group. Like if I was with you guys, I'd be like, oh, this is great. But like if I'm in a pub, like with my coworkers, where like I feel like there's like that friendship vibe, and I'm like, I wouldn't do that.
No.
I'd just be like,
because then like you don't know what their vibes are.
I know, and people think I'm fucking weird, and
or
I do
like
that with people.
Like,
yeah.
No, that like kind of happened to me. Well, different thing, but it's kind of same, low key. Like in Thailand, I was like with like Alicia and this group of guys, and we were at like getting pad thai at this restaurant, and then I like said a joke, and it was like I thought it was like kind of funny, but like no one heard me, and I was like fuck. But then this guy like literally, no joke, 10 seconds later made the exact same joke, and I just like, and I was like, and honestly I was feeling feisty. I was like, okay, but like that's funny, but I literally said that 10 seconds ago. He was like. And then he actually got mad. He didn't laugh it off. And I was like, it was kind of like, it was like a little like dig. I was like, I know like maybe you didn't hear me, but you like you're conscious, but he was just like, oh, well, like you were like too quiet about it or something. And I was like, okay. Yeah.
Just say, oh, haha, that's funny. I copied you.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Super easy. I hate men with an ego. He was short man syndrome, but.
Syndrome. SMS.
I get like jealous of people, especially if like, like someone's like an eccentric character. I'm like, oh, I need that to be me.
I know.
And like they don't make anything awkward.
No, and everyone loves them. Mm-hmm. And it's time for me to like make myself seem like I have a personality, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just be weird and no one.
I need everyone to like me. I need absolutely everyone to like me, so I have to be as broad and like bland as possible.
As like
literally.
Yeah.
As like I don't even know what the word is. There's a word I'm trying to think of. Like even like in like my like realm of like outfits, like if I see someone walking down the street with like a really weird but like also just because it's so weird and out there, it's so cool outfit. Like me in the morning, I always like literally every single day put on a weird outfit and then just change one thing just to make it a little bit more normal.
Exactly. No, I wear something and I'm like, oh my god, this would be like such a good outfit. Then I'm like,
but like not on me.
The way I look from the back makes me want to not wear that.
Yeah, I have to think about the fact that I'm wearing this.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, but I'm like, this is called, what is this called? We're all feeling not self-conscious. There's a stronger word. Self-critical.
Self-loathing.
Yeah.
Shaving my head, because that's just like a little like weird thing. I'm just like I get to be like a little weird, and also just like
cool.
Knowing that without saying too much, knowing that some people we know, some guys we know don't like me.
Yeah.
Because of it.
Wait, actually,
it gives me power. I'll tell you after.
Wait, just tell me now. Just bleep it out.
No,
that's too much editing for me, and if I miss it, then
dun.
Yeah, like the
but just. Yeah, knowing that, like,
with Carson.
Something that I did is kind of controversial, but, like, knowing that I'm right for it is kind of fun. And that is just what it is. It's just being like, I'm going to be me, and as long as I'm not hurting anyone, then, yeah.
I don't know, like, I love, like, personalities and weird niches. But also, like, the other, like having a personality. So like, but I don't want to shove it in people's faces.
I know.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll be around work people and I'm literally the weirdest fucking person at work. Like as we were saying, I don't try and make jokes or anything. I'm just like kind of like.
They were like, I'm the weirdest person at work. I was like, I can name a couple of your coworkers that I know that I would consider weirder.
Valid enough. But fuck, where was I going with that?
Sorry.
Shoving people personality in people's
Yeah.
faces.
And then I'll make a joke because we have a quite aggressive humor. I will say we are like bully each other relentlessly.
Aggressive humor is a good way to put it.
Yeah, like it's just so aggressively just being like some days we get ahead of ourselves, but it's fine. And like very dry, sarcastic humor. And then I'll try and make a joke about that, like around someone, and if it doesn't land, I'm back to square one, and I'm no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
no, you test it a
like,
little bit. And you're like, I'm literally never speaking ever
exactly
again.
because then I'm like, okay, so this is obviously like not a real like friendship that can happen.
Yeah. Because that is like, that's the worst sense of humor to have if you're trying to like test it out with people, because it's just like mean.
It is.
It's either funny or it's mean. It's, oh god.
Yeah. I feel like at work I'm just like a little like, I don't know why, I still have like the feeling, I think just from working at and being the youngest, and then at and I was like one of the youngest, I just like act like an absolute child, especially to like my manager. I feel so bad for her.
Like you wouldn't even believe it.
Like I would just like, I don't know, I think last shift with my manager I was like just like literally just, I had nothing to do and I was just following her around and just like asking her stupid questions. I was like, I should be fired right now.
but
I'm not
gonna be here for long, so
yes.
you can't get rid of me.
But yeah, like along with like being weird and having personality, I feel like so many times, I was talking to you about this before we went into Denny's, I just like, when I tell people things about myself that I like, especially people I don't know that well, then I have like this like, I don't know, I like regret it after. Do you get that?
Yeah,
like when you tell
feel
people
like you've overshared.
when I'm overshared, and then also it just like makes me feel just like really like, I don't know, like I like to keep myself like not mysterious, but like have some things that I'm like, I know that this is something that only me and like 2 other people know about me, and like you don't like need to know this, and it makes it feel like less like personal. I don't know.
Well, that, and also I've gotten a lot. They're like, Chris, you don't ever like talk about yourself. I'm like, I feel like no one could give less of a shit about like what I did today, so I just like don't talk. Same thing with like, I don't know, anything about what I do or like what I've done. But I think the reason why I don't is because nothing is more discouraging to me than seeing someone like lose interest in what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like when you see someone like tune out, and I'm like,
especially
punch
when
me in
you're
the face right now.
Yeah.
No, and especially when you're like, I don't share stuff about myself, and now I'm sharing something
yeah.
about myself, and you don't care, so this.
Yeah, and then it's like, this is like actually worse because now I will never talk about myself for another 2 weeks. Yeah.
So now and it went from me being like secretive to me being like, oh, no one gives a shit about me. Or whatever.
Yeah.
You've lost the power.
Exactly.
Yeah, you literally lost the power in the situation. Yeah, so I think that's like, that's definitely, yeah. But I don't know. But also, like, with friends, it's like, I do have, like, this urge to tell people about things. But then even after sometimes with friends, I'm like, they didn't need to know that.
Yeah. Or, like, yeah. Sometimes people just don't get it the same way that you do in your brain. And it's like, obviously, we are not exactly the same person.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to like everything that I like, but...
And just, like, sharing that, and then, like, even, like, telling them, and then imagining it. It's like showing someone a movie.
Yeah.
And then and then they don't, like, or they're, and then, but not even they don't get it. It's like, they probably do get it, but in their own way, but you're trying to imagine it from a stranger's perspective. Yeah. So you're like, you're just like hyper focusing on yourself from the outside, which is impossible to do.
No, I was saying I need to stop showing people movies, or like showing people my favorite movies, because as soon as I, like, even if they like it, as soon as I start watching a movie with like my family or like you guys or anything, I'm suddenly viewing it as someone else, and I'm like, I'm noticing the things that aren't good about it, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this like this. I want to watch it in the way that I like it. Even though I know most of my favorite movies aren't perfect movies, but
and that's the flaws that you like.
That's the fun of it. Yeah.
The fun of it.
The fun of it. But yeah, just shave your head and then...
Yeah, and then all your worries go away. But I will say, with, like, friends, you two included, anyone I would, like, hang out with, I'm like, you can tell me literally anything about your life, and I'll appreciate, like, you sharing.
That's, like, Like, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, because I want to know everything about all of your lives.
Yeah, no, that is true.
I need to have you guys down to a T, literally. So then when you say like a similar story, I'll be like, that was like that one time, and I can make like paint a picture of how your mind thinks and stuff.
Or like, I just think of it in terms of like giving gifts, like being like, I'm like, I need to know exactly how you think, so I'm like, when I'm out, this is like something that you would like.
Yeah. No, definitely I think like listening is like something I need to work on. Because I was like talking to like Natalie in Europe about this, and she was like, her New Year's resolution was like to be more of a listener. I was like, that's really interesting because I never really thought about that. And she was like, but she's such a good listener. Like, I would just like talk, and she would just like listen and be so like obviously we like got each other on an emotional level, but we would be so like in touch, and then like she'd just be so in tune of like what I'm saying. And I was like so like I feel like mostly in group convos, in conversations with people, I'm not like, I'm listening and I'm hearing, but I'm not really just like processing. I'm like trying to, my mind always gets distracted, and then I'm like, oh, I have something to say that matches this. Yeah. And then the whole time I'm waiting for them to finish so I can say my little part. And then they're probably doing the same, maybe not doing the same, but it's like a toxic like conversation. Not toxic, but it's just like, it's kind of meaningless. Yeah.
Not the most helpful.
And I get so bummed when I forget what I was going to say, and I'm like, it probably wasn't that interesting. Like.
No, I was doing that like film interview thing, and the guy was saying something, and then I was like, I literally paused for a second, and I was like, I can't remember where like when I started with this, and he's like, that's okay, this is just like chit chat, and I was like, yeah, that's actually right. It's just,
I'm just a normal person.
Literally, I was just like, oh, I'm like fine actually.
Exactly. I think that is a normal, like, maybe it's like ADHD or something, but it is a normal like brain, like, what's the reception or something. Something like when someone tells you a story to be like, oh, this is I'm listening because I'm like relating an experience of mine to yours.
That's what doesn't make sense. Is that's like it's like a thing that people are like, oh, that's not what you're supposed to do. It's just like you're talking and then I'm like thinking about it. But how else would that conversation go? Is just being like, yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, I guess I think I spend like too much brain power on it. Does this make sense?
Of just being like, I only took keywords. That's how me and Carson talk. It's just like, I heard 2 words, and then I like was in my head for a bit, and then I realized you were done talking, and then now I'm talking. But we've come to an agreement where like that works, because we just don't listen to each other.
You and Carson are one of a kind. You probably saw it in the podcast with Carson, but like,
was it?
No, it's just funny like observing them talk, because I'm
died.
Okay. Because I'm like,
we're an hour, and it's fine.
Jeez.
Wow. We gotta go shower in the rain.
Probably should. Because I'm like, how can you follow this conversation? Like, sure, we're probably bad, but you and Carson, I'm like, you guys aren't. I've noticed that in 7th grade. Like, I've been saying this in 7th grade. I'm like, you guys don't listen to each other.
It really has been that long, yeah. It worked for us, though.
7 years.
That's so.
I pray you guys get better.
I don't know.
I
just need to be better with other people. With him, I'm like, that's my outlet of like.
He's not gonna listen better.
No.
No, yeah. Even like the first time I hung like out with him, when I was like, I didn't say a single word, and then I like tried to say something. He was like, "Oh yeah, sorry, you can talk after," and I was like, "It's just so weird. It's like not how a conversation is going. Like it's not like okay, you talk for half an hour and then I talk for 15 minutes. It's like no, like it's supposed to be like mutual."
I thought that was interesting. We should wrap this up so we can go take flash photos in the rain.
Absolutely, because we need some
podcast pictures.
Okay, what we have to do? Are we done talking?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, obsession of the week. Do you have an obsession of the week? Did you
something
have
you've been obsessed with the past?
I was actually thinking about it. I was like, I thought it was gonna be emergency intercom, and I was like, song, movie, whatever.
Well, you can do that. You can have a couple if you want.
Okay, wait, let me think while you're doing that then.
Do you have fun?
I was singing it today, but I'm back on my Renaissance.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say One Direction.
Oh, One Direction 2. Oh my god. I haven't really been listening to them because I haven't been driving that much. But like, I've been back on One Direction, Doja Cat, and Renaissance. Cybersex is such a good song.
I was listening to Won't Bite this morning.
Yeah! Hot Pink by Doja
It's like
Cat.
one of my favorite songs ever.
Renaissance, Virgo's Groove, and Plastic Off the Sofa are both so good.
What's one song I can link?
Link Cybersex.
Okay.
There's more music stuff, and also, guys, I went to Junior Cafe. From all I shit talked, I think I said this in the last episode, but cold brew is so good. I've got it so many times. The cold brew is so
The
good.
camera died, so you can't see, but she's so distraught right now.
She's so
wrapping
upset.
up.
So that's enough things for me. I'm sorry.
Do you have one, or do you want me to go?
I have a couple.
Shoot then.
Shoot, okay. So for music, this has been like long time in the coming. That makes no sense. But if you're gonna check out an album, check out "I Thought I Was an Alien" by Soko. It's the best album in the world. It's so sad, and it makes me so sad but so happy. Soko, Soko.
What's one song I can link that they can
I would say this is like the saddest one. It's like so sad, but it's for Marlon. It's really sad. And then I've also been playing guitar. That's been really fun. It's nice to have a hobby for once in a while.
The fuck was that?
You were just doing it.
Like, yeah, it's nice to have a hobby that I actually like. And then what else? I don't know.
That's okay.
That's
Don't
good.
need multiple.
I think that's it. Oh, delete Instagram.
Yeah.
Delete it.
Like, I'm not
Wake
gonna
up.
Delete yourself from the metaverse.
Like, I'm not gonna do it,
doesn't
but
know.
like, I would, yeah.
I deleted it, and now I go on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, which is worse. Arguably so much worse.
Please bleep that.
You made me bleep too many things. I only get like 3 cuts, and then yeah. Mine is Old Fall Out Boy. I've been listening to Old Fall Out Boy recently because I have to get ready for my concert, and also because Old Fall Out Boy gives me the same serotonin rush that watching old It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episodes give me. And once I found that out, I was like, I gotta get the serotonin.
Yes.
But I will link Tiffany Blues down. It's not even one of my favorites. It's just one I've been listening to a lot because of like the chorus, just the little like, just the chord, the way the chords are at the end of the little chorus is just so beautiful to me. So that's a wrap on episode 28.
Yay.
We almost got through the whole thing with the camera drying.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Thank
we
you,
finally
Farren.
got Farren on.
Thanks
again.
for like having me.
Having me. Thank you for letting us use your house for the second time.
Yeah.
Finally, you're here to
be a part of your
be a
house.
part of
part of
your
my
house as a
house.
set. Yeah.
House.
Boots.
Boots the house.
I need to stop hanging out with Carson.
Yeah.
Love
Oh
you
yeah.
guys. Love
it
to.
was Pride last Saturday. It was really
Last
Last
Saturday?
Saturday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it was still last Saturday.
Oh, I guess because this will not go out
Yeah.
for a couple days.
It
Look
was
at you
awesome.
thinking ahead.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride,
once
Happy
again.
Pride.
And still pissed off, didn't see Raja.
Yeah, that video. Well, actually, I was like, my heart broke a little bit. Raja and Roxy were in our city, and it was a 19+ event, and Carissa worked, so none of us could
Wait,
go.
that's insane. They were on here on Pride, or is
Yeah.
Saskatoon Pride like different from, like, is every like
Well, it
Pride?
probably
Parade?
makes sense that a lot of places do it like the same weekend. But
Yeah, but it might not have been
the exact same.
Okay.
the exact same
Just
day,
a
but-
Saturday in June.
Like,
I know.
that would have been cool.
That would have
Yeah.
been really cool. We'll get there one day.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening.
Peace to love.
See you next
brother.
week. Bye.